This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.
Oh, first of all, I just got off the road with Goodie Mob. Then I just got hired at Hot. And Gip and Andre came to me with it was a yellow label. It wasn't even a white label. Back then, boys and girls, we had these records that were test pressing. They was like, they testing out the music. It didn't even have no names on it. They was just yellow. It's like, Jelly, we need your help. We need your support. I was like, I was like, yeah, go on, give me the record. I got up on there. I was on a mix show. Back then, we would do mix shows for about 4 or 6 hours straight. Man, I'll probably play elevators about 18, 20 times in a row. So L.A. Reid called the program director, like, because he didn't know what was going on. I didn't give a damn. These my folks right here. Yeah. He called the program director, like, no, he need to get up out of there. You need to get that music off the show, stop it.
Why he wanted to be first?
Yeah. Well, he didn't like the record. Okay. He didn't like elevators.
Okay.
L.A. Reid didn't like elevators. He hated the way the snare sound, everything. He didn't like it.
Before the DJs became brands, before playlists replaced the booth, before the city sound had a name, there was DJ Jelly, Atlanta stand-up. Jelly was not just playing records, he was breaking them. From mixtapes to the clubs, from the streets to the strip clubs, he was one of the ones controlling what the city moved to. If Jelly had it, the city was about to hear it. He was outside during the real eras, when DJs were gatekeepers, when cosigns mattered, when the booth decided what was hot. Co-founder of Oomp Camp, he helped build a movement that brought a whole new energy to Atlanta sound. He helped push records early, helped give artists a shot, helped shape the sound before the industry caught on. Mixtape legend, club architect, a DJ who understood timing, energy, and the culture. Jelly did not just follow Atlanta's rise, he helped drive it. And if you know what it meant when DJ Jelly had your record. This is DJ Jelly. Now that's Atlanta Culture.
Back at you with another episode of Atlanta Culture's podcast with me, your host, Moss B. I got a very special guest with me today, man. My partner, DJ Jelly.
What's up, bro?
Good, brother, man?
Man, good, bro.
To see you, man.
Glad you're doing your thing, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm just trying to follow in your footsteps, man. You're looking good today, man. I like that outfit, man.
Oh, yeah. Little something my boy Voodoo, Oomp Camp one on Instagram. Yeah.
Real A-Town legend.
Keep me right.
Yeah, I see that. Look, let's jump right into this thing, man. I always wonder, how the hell did you get the name DJ Jelly?
Man, shit. I'm a sweet dude out now. Man, I like stuff like Prince and The Time, and one of my boys used to be like, Jelly Bean. And I was like, man, don't be calling me Nick Jelly Bean. But it stuck to me. Then LL Cool J, I started DJing. He had that "Cause You Like a Jelly Bean," so I just started scratching Jelly Bean. Yeah. I said that might be tight. So yeah.
That's fire. So you moved from St. Louis to Atlanta to go to college. What inspired you for that move?
Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Bobby Brown building a house. I saw it. My mama was reading the Essence magazine, and it said Bobby Brown built a $5.2 gazillion house in Atlanta. I said, oh, that's where I'm leaving. I'm heading to Atlanta. Yeah.
So look, you worked with Bobby Brown as a studio as an intern at his studio. Yep. How did that go?
It was cool, man. It's little young black dude. It's that kind of the same old story. Good old boys is all young white dudes running the studio. Well, old cat Tom was running the studio, but it was all white engineers. And man, I was getting my foot in the door, and when all them artists used to come and practice, I used to I'll be done with the engineers. Then my next work will start up. I go and politic with all the artists. Bring my turntables and everything. That's what I was. I was on my hustle, trying to get in the mix.
So was that the same studio? That's the old B-Town? So that would be Outkast studio now. Explain to
No.
So
they Outkast studio now.
What was B-Town? That was B-Town?
Boss Town.
Boss Town.
No, that wasn't.
So where is that at?
That's on Cheshire Bridge Road. Cheshire Bridge Road.
Okay,
Yep.
so why
down the street from the strip club?
Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm. So after you left Bobby Brown's studio, you got hired by Magic City.
Yep, by DC.
You got to tell me what that experience was like back then.
I mean, I came to Atlanta, for the opportunity, but I went to college. I went to Atlanta College of Art, which is non-SCAD. Mm-hmm. But really, I got hired at Magic City. That became my college experience. So what I tell everybody, that really was my introduction to Atlanta for real. Like, I really got an understanding what was going on in the A. I'm straight fresh in the college, and yeah, man, that was. Shouts out to Magic. Magic kept me together in that. I learned a lot at Magic City though.
Okay, how old was you when you was in Magic City?
20.
Tell me, you got to give me a Magic City story. Give me a Magic
first
City
of all,
story.
I'm coming from St. Louis, so I ain't hip to set it off. I ain't really playing a rock, but I just I started really knowing I'm in Atlanta, so I got to do with what's going on in Atlanta. So the girls used to get mad at me. They used to be, nigga, why you playing that Pee Wee Herman shit? That hip hop shit, nigga. You in Atlanta. I'm like, yeah, you right. Uh-huh. So I'm up here, and then I cuss out the girl because I wasn't with the booze. Don't be coming. Bitch. You know how you a young dude, so you go, So Magic's like, you know what, Jelly? So this was going on like I was there. I used to do day shift, so I'm cussing out the girl. They cussing me back. So after a week, Magic put me downstairs. He said, Jelly, listen. You can't cuss out my bitches because I call them bitches. So that ain't your job. I need you to get upstairs and DJ. Yeah. I got you, Magic. I call my bitches bitches. Yeah. So you don't call them bitches.
You can't do what the boss do.
Exactly.
There you go. Nah. There you go.
Good dude though, man. Him and Uncle Charles. Shouts out. Damn. Uncle Charles. Damn. Anyway. Yeah.
So check this out. Man, I heard a story, right? Whoop, there it is. Started in Magic City every time the girls bent over. How true is this story? And let me know the myth behind it.
I mean, man, that's what niggas was saying, man. I don't know who started. I don't even think DC started. It was funny because DC and them took it just how me and Montay did back in the day with the East Side, West Side. We would hear the folks say it, so we just made a song. So basically that's what DC did. He was just hearing everybody saying, the OG saying it to the broads, saying that whoop, there it is, and they money like whoop, there it is, and they just made a song like that.
So good. So the girls bend over, and that's the first thing they say.
Yeah. And then they let me tell you something, man. Back then, them women dance, and you felt good about spending that money. So whoop, there it is for real. Felt good about that.
Look, so you got to give me, man. You got to give me some big time names that you've seen in Magic City. What was the biggest names you've seen?
Man. Deion Sanders, Dominique, Fred Tokars, unfortunately, that was Tokar murders during that time. I first met Kilo there. Jarvis Beck brought Kilo there. He was younger. Kilo had to be about 16. Kilo came through there, MC Hammer, shit. A bunch of them, you know what I'm saying?
Look, I asked you a minute ago, but you got to give me a story, man. Give me one of them classic stories that don't nobody know that you done seen happen in Magic City. Even if it was with Hammer or somebody.
With the artists, well, I was always DJing all the time. That was the thing with me. I was always DJing. I was always keeping the party live. I just remember it was one time for me, and I'm talking just from a DJ. I wasn't hip to that the booty shake mix with the slow music. And it was a DJ named DJ who worked there, man. He mixed goddamn Johnny Gill, My with Planet Rock, man. That changed my life as a DJ. That's some old DJ shit. I wasn't kicking it with no artists and then, no, I'm gonna bag that up. Okay. Everybody knew I used to love White Russian drinks.
Okay.
Man, I'm talking about one day I was working day shift. All the old players used to come and give me White Russians. One day I had everybody, the women with the White Russians. I had the sports players. Everybody was drinking White Russians, and they all saluted me. I was working there about 6 months, and they was I was in the family then, and everybody put up their drinks that all had White Russian in that
switched
club.
everybody over to White Russian.
White Russian that day, man. As a young DJ, I'm like, I'm the shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But that was a good feeling back then.
That had to be pretty cool.
Yeah,
You done switched everybody.
The women was on my side. I made it, in the strip club.
Yeah.
So.
Now that was a pretty big strip club back then.
Yeah, it was running. This was before the Magic Mondays. This was like real Magic City.
Yeah, the old look before they put all that fancy shit on.
It was before all that. It was before all that.
So take me back to the mixtape days, man. You and MC Assault. What was the mission and what was the grind like back then?
MC Assault came to me. He was like, first of all, I got to put Edward J out of business. He said, I'm tired of all that talking on them tapes. He said, we gonna end that, Jell. I need you to go. Let's go ahead and turn up. And our mixtapes really basically was production. We did production. We actually produced mixes. We remixed. The kids called it the mashups. We did all that and really changed how people looked at production in Atlanta and how to actually break music. So we, the way our approach to doing these mixtapes just changed how the Atlanta sound was happening at that time in the early and mid 90s. We would mix, the 808 bass beats with the slow jams and mix it with the gangster music and put it all together. We might have Scarface rapping over an Aaliyah beat, then Biggie come on with the next verse. We were just showing people how to really approach production.
You was actually mixing. So tell the people, because a lot of people don't know that's not really from Atlanta, like the difference between a J tape and a Jelly, because J tape used to just actually add the SB12s behind the song.
They did production too. Like shouts out to Smurf and all them. They did Kizzy. No, they had the beat machines and they talked all over the tape. Every 5 seconds, it was almost like a Jam Pony tape almost. Really, and that was their thing. But ours was basically I'm scratching. We got production going on. We got, we had people like Baby D rapping. We had people doing their verse. Tip rapped on it when he was young. Like we had people actually, we was really breaking the artists and the whole vibe of Atlanta at that time. We was incorporating all that at that time.
So how important was Starvin' Marvin to your grind back then?
He was the grind master. He made sure MC Assault was on point, and he really made sure that we got out in the streets. Marv knew he knew everybody, dope boys, he knew strippers, he knew everybody, he knew the J's, he knew everybody. And he really he kept us on our toes. Like even when he used to say, we ain't gonna be in here getting rest haven. Like he was the man that made sure that
you got to get up and go.
And of course, Assault, he was running boss point, so he made sure everybody was on point. But we all just made sure that we kept each other on our toes. And Marvin he was really spirited that, man. He really was on that hustle.
So back to the J tape a little bit. How competitive were y'all actually?
He was very competitive. Like you got to understand something. Smurf was the man. He dipped and went off to college in the early 90s. So that's when I came on the scene, me and Assault, and Smurf was gone. So J teams, they were doing their thing, but Smurf was like they hard and they push at that time, and he had dipped off and went to college. So we just slid in that door, bro, and we got a mixtape that's called 187 that destroyed the J team. We talked about them, went off on them. Oomp was on there. Oomp was on there rapping.
Had a J team disc.
Man, that was the disc tape. But we had that tag on the toe, like that Ice Cube, that death certificate.
Lord.
That's what we had the J team on that toe. We had the tag on the toe with the J team. We was for real with
y'all
bro.
bodied them.
Oh my God, we killed them folks, bro. They didn't understand what was happening. We really killed them. So.
Look, man. So look, you told me that you came from up north. You came down with your sound. So how much did Miami influence your sound back then?
Well, I think Miami really influenced Atlanta sound. So you got to understand something. Coming from St. Louis, we listen to everybody. But Atlanta really was running the club scene. Luke was the man. You got to think about Freaknik 94, 96. Luke was running that shit, man.
Yeah,
Luke,
he was.
He would come to Magic City. During that time when I was DJing. Like, he was running it.
I'm going to tell you what I was on back then. It was from Florida, that Magic Mike.
Magic Mike?
Magic Mike.
Oh, I was on Magic Mike. As a
Magic
DJ, I was on Magic. Our person was on Magic Mike as a
Magic
DJ.
Mike. Magic Mike was my shit then.
And I respected Jam Pony too. Slick
Jam
Vic
Pony,
and all them. They
Jam
was
Pony
killing
tapes.
on that mic checking on them. I respected it. Yeah.
So you linked up with Big Oomp and created the Oomp Camp, man. Tell me what was the origin story behind that?
Basically, man, that whole Oomp Camp thing was all about Assault wanted him and Star Mar, they was rappers before they met me. So they wanted to keep on doing a rap thing. And they thought and Oomp wanted to do a label. And Oomp's favorite artist at that time was is one of his favorite artists, Sammy Sam. Mm-hmm. So he didn't have Sam, but Assault and Star, they started a group. They wanted to go ahead and just get on in the door, and they cut they little music. We did our thing. And Oomp was like, he really want a label. Mm-hmm. He don't mind just, investing in what we doing with our mixtape. He said, that's tight. Mm-hmm. He liked that, but he really liked music. And when he got a hold of future, he was thinking about, the next move. Mm-hmm. He wants Sammy Sam. He got Sammy Sam, and that changed the whole trajectory. Mm-hmm. That made the Oomp Camp happen. Gotcha. Once he got Sam. That really, it made sense.
So let me ask you this. You guys pushed Major Bank first, right?
Yep, Major Bank was the first group.
So why you don't think that worked out?
It just wasn't the right. It wasn't believable. Mm-hmm. Just production. It was, it was cool. It wasn't believable. Sam was, he from Mechanicsville. He was Atlanta. Niggas knew that's what he is. Being in jail, whatever he did, they knew that's Sam. Yeah. And it made sense. He got with Oomp. Yeah. That was in the conversation after that.
Let me ask you this question: when y'all got Sam, how did y'all get Sam, the freestyle king?
Well, Sam always was fucking with Oomp all the time, mm-hmm. and really that was a situation that Oomp could tell you the story better than I can. Oomp got him on in because he always rapped for Oomp all the time. He was like the nigga run up to the car, rap and all that. But Oomp would tell you a better story than I would on that one. But he got him on in there. We was just ready to get that production going as soon as he got the door.
Because y'all knew he was the next thing up. So dealing with Sam, man, let me ask you this: how did y'all know in the Oomp Camp that he was gonna be the next to take over?
Shit, because he was in the studio. He was in the studio 24/7. I was on the road. I was his road DJ. Sam, man. Anybody that knows Sam, they know he's just a real honest dude, mm-hmm. crazy and everything combined. Yeah. And everybody respecting him too. Mm-hmm. He get the job done, and he a workhorse too. He don't bullshit with getting songs done.
So he had that work ethic.
Man, he'd kill your ass, run you up on the table. Shouts out to Baby D too. That's another one.
Sam had some big hits, man. Why you don't think he ever became a household name?
Because Sam is uncontrollable, bro.
This is true.
You an artist.
This is true.
Listen, artists, you got to have control. You can have your good team, but if you ain't gonna listen, mm-hmm. it ain't gonna work. Yeah. Not to the finish line, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah. So look, Sam and Kilo had some pretty big beefs, man. It feels like 30 years, man. What happened between them?
No, that niggas called each other out. They was at the lamppost. And niggas who was with Sam was talking about Kilo. Niggas with Kilo talking about Sam. Mm-hmm. Like Kilo, you the shit, him and his folks, and Sam like, nigga, you the shit. They clicked up. They had some words. Yeah, they had words with each other. And, Sam started dissing them. Kilo went and made the song, real bass. Sam had to come back with more songs. Shit. They was going back and forth. We love that shit.
You got to get a little deeper into that. Tell me some stories about some of these rap battles and this beef.
Man, I remember one time we did a DJ Jelly birthday party at the 559. Mm-hmm. And Sam was like, he ain't gonna be with none of this bullshit. And Kilo was performing for me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. And he went on ahead and did real bass. So then Sam was like, okay, cool. So we started working on Sam's first album on Oomp Camp. So he went on ahead. We ended up getting the pictures where Sam had the shotgun, had Kilo tied up and shot on the album cover.
That was classic.
Yeah, he just like, Sam wasn't with that shit because Kilo went on ahead and did that real bass song. Sam didn't trip. He's like, all right, cool. Mm-hmm. We going to the studio anyway tomorrow night. And then he was like, this is the concept I want for my cover and everything. So that's how that shit went.
I want to ask you this because this one on here. I want to ask you, during that time of Darren Fears and the Fresh Party, how did that even get linked up where Sam and them could go at each other, like even with those radio songs? How did that come all together?
With Darren Fears?
Uh-huh.
That was right before I came on the scene.
Okay.
I was working at Magic City then.
Okay. Cool. So let me get to this one then, man. How were you guys introduced to Baby D?
Baby D would come. First of all, we was at the flea market in Greenbrier Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Baby D kept saying, Brian, be real, said, man, he got no. Baby D would just come up to me and say, man, I can rap, shawty. He's like, man, shawty, I can rap. I'm fine. I'm this, that. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Come back, let me know what's going on. Man, the man would come back the next day. He wouldn't just come back the next day. He come back the next day, then the weekend, and just hang out. He kept bothering me. And I just really said, look, man, you can rap on one of the mixtapes.
Yeah.
Because for me, as a DJ, I always felt, and I feel like this with a lot of artists, even to the day, you gotta if people serious, if I see people serious, I'm gonna help them.
Mm-hmm.
However I can. And I was just like, man, you just rap on my mixtape. Man, the man got on there and was snapping, and then he just kept hanging. He kept bothering us, shouting, come on. Then he was like, I needed me Oomp. Baby D relentless.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't bullshitting, bro. He was very relentless, man. So we got him right, man.
So let me ask you this, man. You guys were the sound of the city for a long time. What would you say made the machine work?
We was good together, man. We are good together, man. We raised each other, and everybody had the same vision, same frequency. Man. When they talk about people clicking, we click without even talking about it, man. We worked hard together. Everybody knew their position. Everybody knew this man handled this, that man handled this man, and everybody respected each other. With that, and it worked.
So during that time, back in that day, man, how important was Freaknik to y'all movement?
Freaknik jumped off. First of all, just jumped off our mixtape game. And with our mixtape game, we would have, again, like I was telling you, we had Baby D rapping on it. Oomp would say stuff on the tape. We had Voodoo rap. We had all our folks rapping. Mm-hmm. Beasley, Be Real.
Mm-hmm.
That was basically, we was introducing the world to what we was doing, as far as Atlanta. And you had folks coming from the West Coast, East Coast, coming to Freaknik and buying the tapes. We would kill their ass with the tapes.
I didn't think about that.
They could take it back. Military at that time, a lot of folks in military was buying the tapes, taking them back cross seas, taking them back to where they came from. And they was really hearing, because you got to think about it, in the early 90s, it wasn't really no rap. You had Dan Pierce with that 1 hour.
That was it.
But they didn't really hear what was going on in Atlanta. And I would just, not only Atlanta music, I'd take stuff from Paul and them. They come through the flea markets with their tapes. I would put everybody's shit on there, on the tapes. So they was hearing all of it. They was hearing Outkast. They was hearing 8-Ball MJG. I would be putting all that on there. It was basically it was a radio show. Our mixtape was a radio show.
Yeah. So what's the farthest one of them tapes ever made it? I'm talking about like when you heard somebody like, man, this tape made it to Japan, then.
Shit, I DJ'd the Middle East. I done been in Middle East DJing. I've been all up and down Japan.
I'm talking about before. I'm talking about them tapes. That were in Freaknik, right? Because this, I'm gonna tell you,
a lot of West Coast folks would hit me up.
Oh, okay.
A lot of West Coast.
They made it all the way to Cali?
Oakland. A lot of folks in Oakland. Shouts out to Oakland and the Bay. A lot of them folks would hit me up about that.
Because look, I tell this story all the time. When I was with Quay and I met Lola, I met her through Skinny Pimp. So they was recording at the studio one day, and I was telling Skinny, I said, man, we listen. He said, ain't them tapes made it all the way to Atlanta? I said, absolutely. That's why I asked you that
Skinny
story.
came to my house and got on my mixtape.
Yeah.
Yep. And Lola, rest in peace. She would come through. Yeah. And just come to the house, rap. Skinny used to come to my house and rap a lot. Shouts out to Tommy Wright.
I was just about to say.
Tommy stayed with me about 2 weeks.
Look, this how I found out. So me and Lola, right? Tommy Wright is my favorite rapper. She couldn't stand Tommy Wright. She said, no, nobody listen to Tommy Wright. But like we lived together. Me and Lola lived together. And she was like, Tommy Wright gonna be recording over there at the house on MLK. I said, you gotta take me. So we went. That's how me and Tommy got cool. So she took me around there to the house when Tommy was recording. And that's why I fucked with Tommy. Tommy was so real. Shout out to my nigga Tommy Wright.
Big time.
We was sitting there talking. And he was saying, he said, nigga, that shit. He said, bro, I got you. He sent me a whole vanilla envelope packet full of them old school Tommy Wright mixtapes, all them tapes. And it was right there at that goddamn house where I first met Tommy. And then I'm going to fast forward to another story, me and you. Lola called me. Was it right around the corner from MJQ? One of them little spots. Tommy had to perform and Lola was opening up for him.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that night?
Yeah, it was MJQ.
That was, I think it might have been MJQ.
Well, it's behind MJQ.
Yeah. So I said, I'm coming over there. And I hadn't seen Tommy since
back then.
Back then. So with me and Lola, I'm sitting on the back. We sitting on the back while you DJing that show. And I remember Tommy stopped the goddamn show. He said, hey man, it's a nigga here believed in me what nobody else did. He said, my nigga Mouse B. And I said, God damn, this nigga remember this shit 10 years later.
That's big, bro.
And that was all through you.
That's,
So I got to give you them props. You know what I'm saying?
Skinny. Shout out to Skinny too, man.
Yeah.
All them folks, man, Memphis boy. I remember we bought, me and Oomp and the Salt bought 8-ball MJG to the Palladium, which was the bounce. It was called the Palladium back then. This is 91. Man, we booked 8-ball MJG, bought them down there. This before they really, really blew up, man. It was only the bartender, security, and the doorman there and us. That was it, 8-ball MJG. Ain't nobody showed up.
Nobody showed.
We ain't know nothing about no promoting. We ain't know nothing about none of it, but they was, we done built that relationship since then. This is 91.
Yeah. Imagine if you did that same show now. That
Lord. I mean, man, come on, man.
See, that just shows
crazy about the boy. Traveling.
Yes.
And like, man, I got, as a DJ, I always want people to hear what's going on with these other folks. That's just how I always was.
Look, I tell people this all the time. The first time I ever seen some crazy shit in Sharon Showcase parking lot, I only saw him playing in the background through a car. Mr. Big. They call him in that. Look, that's all we listen to. Yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about, but I got to ask you this, man. So you ended up being the DJ, the road DJ for Goodie Mob. Tell me how that happened and tell me some colorful stories back when y'all was on the road.
Man, shouts out to my man, Darren Davis, rest in peace, man. It's crazy, man. All these folks that passed away. He hooked it up because really the story before that really was with Outkast. I was on V103 with Ryan Cameron. I started really playing a lot of Outkast music. People in Atlanta wasn't on the radio, wasn't playing no Outkast. So I started really, and then from there, I met like Ray, Murray, and all them. They wanted me to go on road with Outkast. But I was so turned up. I was like, well, we going to start our Big Oomp label. I was excited, like, I ain't gonna be able to go. Yeah. Cause we starting up our label. So fast forward a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years later, my man Darren Davis and Talib Shabazz, they did a lot of promotion with the Dungeon family. So he was like, man, you need to go on road with Goodie Mob. This is a new group, CeeLo and them, da-da-da. I was like, cool. And shoot, I ended up hitting the road with them boys. Them boys just come to the house on MLK, practice and everything. I remember one time we did a show in New Orleans and they was just like, man, we getting publishing from the first Outkast album. We ready to move our families out the house and all that. And then CeeLo was like, yeah, but I'm tired of doing cell therapy. We looking at him like, what? This is the first tour. He like, I don't want to do cell therapy no more. They looking at him like he crazy. That sound like some shit. I don't want to keep doing this song. I'm like, that's how you... Everybody looking at him like, is you crazy? Yeah. This how we gonna eat. Yeah, this how we eat. It's just story like that. They was home. This was the first year. He homesick. He tired of doing the music. We just like, wow. But brothers, they work that shit out. You know how it go.
So you come back from that tour, man. It was a new hip hop station in Atlanta, and you were one of the first DJs. How did that happen?
Shouts out to Jerry Smoking B. Put your boy on. Jerry was throwing a party at his house. Steve Hegwood, who ran Hot for Mary Cathy and them, they was all at the party. So I was like, all right, Jerry, I need to come on over there and DJ. So I bought my little crate. Back then we used to come with our crates, be prepared. Like now folks had a book bag in their car, but not back then. We had crates in our car. So we get over there. And I just showed out. I'm playing all South shit. I'm playing all New York shit. I'm playing West Coast. I'm just going through the whole thing. And they were just like, okay, we need you. We heard about the mixtapes. We need you on this new hip hop station. Because back then, Puff Daddy was running that station as far as the music. And I was basically going around to all the DJs in Atlanta talking about, man, fuck Bad Boy, we ain't gonna do this shit in Atlanta. This Atlanta shit.
Mm-hmm.
And niggas was labels calling me like, well, Jelly, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
They was looking at me like, what you doing? Why you going around hollering to folks? I was like, this is Atlanta.
Yeah.
So then that's why I ended up doing that party at Jerry Smoking B House. And then the program director, he was like, okay, we need him. He knows something about Atlanta. They looking at me like, he playing that Atlanta shit. You know, they was like, okay, we respect that. So they put me on from there. And then they gave me the first Atlanta show, the 5 o'clock traffic jam.
Okay.
I played nothing but Atlanta music. Because ain't nobody on radio ever just played Atlanta music.
This is true.
This is the first show.
True.
5 o'clock traffic jam. Shouts out to Jay Smoking
Look,
B.
we be listening to Junior Mafia and all kinds of shit. I remember.
I played nothing but Kizzy Rock, all that. Just nothing but Atlanta for a straight hour.
That's crazy.
So,
we needed that.
First Atlanta show
that in the city. We needed that for sure. We appreciate you for that. Look, so I wanted to ask you this, man. You was very instrumental in breaking Outkast, especially on the radio. But you in L.A. Reid had a little riff with you about elevators. Tell me what happened with that.
I mean, you know, first of all, I just got off the road with Goodie Mob. Then I just got hired at Hot. And Gip and Andre came to me with it was a yellow label. It wasn't even a white label. Back then, boys and girls, we had these records that were test pressing. They was like, they testing out the music. It didn't even have no names on it. They was just yellow. It's like, Jelly, we need your help. We need your support. I was like, I was like, yeah, go on, give me the record. I got up on there. I was on the mix show. Back then, we would do mix shows for about 4 or 6 hours straight. Man, I probably played elevators about 18, 20 times in a row. So L.A. Reid called the program director like, because he didn't know what was going on. I didn't give a damn. These my folks right here.
Yeah.
He called the program director like, no, he need to get up out of there. You need to get that music off the show, stop it.
Why he wanted to be first?
Yeah. Well, he didn't like the record.
Okay.
He didn't like elevators.
Okay.
L.A. Reid didn't like elevators. He hated the way the snare sound, everything. He didn't like it. But man, from there, I ended up playing a lot. Then the program director like, well, we good. We gonna keep doing what we do. We a hip hop station. We in Atlanta. Yeah. So it was a rap.
It took fire.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Yeah.
Then look, he thinking it's not even a single. It's a goddamn single.
It's the single. He hated the record. So shouts out to L.A. Reid. Respect though.
Yeah. That's fire. That look, that's a crazy. I never knew that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy story.
I played that thing back to back to back. Kept bringing it back the next hour, brought it back the other hour.
Look, you were real vocal. You just said this earlier about Bad Boy being in the city, right? Oh, so you were real vocal about Puff Daddy being in the city. What was that all about?
I just felt that if you got a hip hop station and you playing all this good hip hop records, it's folks up on Campbellton Road, it's folks over on McAfee that need to be heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to think about something. When I was in college in the early 90s, when I got hired at Magic City, I was going to roller skating rinks, videotaping with a VHS camera, people like Raheem and stuff, just because I enjoyed it and I thought it was important. I don't got the footage no more, but I was like, these folks is all around here. Why they ain't on the radio?
Yeah, real shit.
I'm on the radio. I felt I'm supposed to be on the radio playing it.
That's
also, it wasn't like I was just saying, no, fuck New York. I was like, this need to be on the radio.
We got our own culture too. Why can't we get our own culture on? I'm with you.
And they used to laugh at me too, but when I used to DJ and travel, because they be like, here you come with that country ass shit. They're jelly with that bullshit.
That's what I'm talking about.
They used to. They used to be tripping. Oh, here this nigga come.
Look, tell me where you was at when that happened. Give me a
Virginia, South Carolina, rich everywhere, all up and down the East Coast.
Y'all hear my big brother? Now you love us, nigga. Y'all can thank him. Now you love me.
Speaking of, let me see, DJ Herb. Shouts out to Herb for making the Booty Shake remix of Tear the Club Up.
Okay.
That was
I
big
that.
too.
Yeah, I remember that version.
Shouts out to Brian, all that, like, because Atlanta DJs from DJ Nabs to Herb to Hershey to Montay, they always, the whole Atlanta vibe has always been good to music around the whole world, man. That's all I got to say, man.
I agree.
And I got to mention folks.
We made party music for sure. So look, mentioning Puffy, did you ever meet him back then in them days?
I did. They invited me to one of their parties. I was like, hell no, I ain't going. I was saying that then though. We talk about 95. I was like, I already knew something wrong with that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, nah. Too many,
so how you
too
just
many
said,
hard legs.
you just said you met him. How you meet him if he ain't go?
Man, the man came up to the radio station.
Okay.
He came up to the radio station. Of course, he had heard about.
So you ain't go to no parties, man. You ain't pop no bottles.
I was like, I'm
you ain't
good.
pop no bottles at the party.
No, I was like, I'm good. I'm real good, bro. I'm talking about when you got a bunch of hard legs with Puff Daddy coming talking to you, coming to party. That didn't seem right to me.
I mean, Puffy had some hoes back then.
Yeah, of course he did. He didn't at that time. Not when we met. You know what I'm saying? But you know what?
I ain't seen nothing around.
But you know what? I mean, I remember one time he hired me for a party I did with him, and at 112 day party.
Okay.
It was tight. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I just ain't gonna go party. He paid me, and I'm good.
So back in the day when you was DJing,
yeah,
right?
sir.
What was the club when you cut on the crunk music that went absolute mayhem?
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. 559 was definitely the club. It got to a point where Mike Charles was like, Jilly, don't tear the club up. Don't do that, man. I'm talking about them niggas, them West Side niggas I'm talking about they will bust your head with a bottle fast.
I was in there.
But let me tell you something. Security in 559 was no hoe either.
They wasn't.
They'd get you in the chicken wing in 5 seconds.
They
throw
did.
your ass
Matter of fact, they got
door.
me in one time and poked me. One time as I was going out the door, nigga poked me in my eyes. Like, God damn, big boy.
Them niggas wasn't on play. And Nike Pavilion.
Okay.
The teenage club.
See, I didn't do no. I was too old by that time.
I bought Paul on them through that too, though. That was like their first group. I mean, the first group really hit Nike Pavilion. Because you got to think about it. It was in the parking. It was a parking deck.
Yeah, it was a parking deck. Yeah, that's what.
So we had 1,500 teenagers in there at the time.
It was right next to the warehouse.
Right next to the warehouse. Man, them motherfuckers just go buck wild in that motherfucker, boy. I'm talking about pushing equipment over and everything.
Look, that's what Baby D always talking about, how foolish Nike Pavilion was.
Man, come on. That's Baby D home, boy.
Yeah, he said he made
East side, west side, all that shit. It was all that shit.
So was it ever any song that you thought about playing twice because you do it to tear some shit up when you played it? What was the song that always started that chaos?
Lay it down. Lay it down.
I told y'all.
Lay it down.
See, we had this talk a while back, Jelly.
What's that?
We was talking about crunk music, where crunk music came from. So me and Don P, we was arguing back and forth. And he's like, nah, we started. I said, bro, you do know Lay It Down was a crunk song.
Yeah.
And it came from Memphis, dog. We told the gate up every time they played Lay It Down.
Yeah.
Every time.
Lay it down, bro.
Lay it down, lay it down. So you guys lost DJ Unk recently, man. What did it mean to the city? And what did you miss most about him?
Man, he was a real one, man. And people say real, it just say, I'm talking about good and bad. You gotta, he was serious about his damn craft.
Mm-hmm.
He was serious about the rap game. I remember when he first started out, man, that man he was real big in the Texas chop and screw music. So he really learned his metaphors and rapping from them, like Paul Wall and all them. Like I'm talking about when I do a mixtape, I might work on a mixtape all day. He work on it with me. I leave, he'll be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, just listen to their rap. And then he write his rap. He said, I come hard in them. But now Unk was competitive. He was man, he was a good dude, man. He was serious about his music, man. I definitely give him that one, man. And he cared about his folks. He cared about his family. He was loyal to his people. He wanted to make sure that you was straight. And Uncle listened for the most part. Now he get a little stubborn at times. You know what I'm saying? But he'll listen to you, man. And he was a sponge.
Gotcha.
Because he would go on the road with me. He'll listen to me how I talk to the promoters, how I dealt with the DJs, and he just learned that and started using that same thing towards his profession.
Gotcha.
As an artist. So
gotcha. While we on the subject of Unk, man, he had a really big song, Walk It Out. How do you think he got so massive and so big?
That's something we can't explain. I just know we had the right setup. We had, we already had the whole Oomp Camp thing going on, the vibe of the city. I had a lot of relationship with a lot of the DJs throughout damn world at that time, period. Just, coming up. And the song worked. Shouts out to my boy Shadow. I put him and Oomp together. Shadow worked for the label for Cox, and the relationships and the work we put in the early 90s just ended up flourishing, and Unk was right there at that. He had a record that was legit and it worked. It all that shit connected
Came together like a perfect storm.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when Andre got on the remix?
I felt great because we was at the office, all of us, Assault, Montay, all of us, and we saw 106 in Park. Andre's like, it was like, number so-and-so, walk it out. Then him and Big Boy started doing this. We looked at each other. Oh, we got to make a call ASAP.
So we got to get him
conversation.
On yeah.
We got on call cheap. We just all looked at each other like, oh, we got to get this. It was literally like that. It wasn't no.
Say soon as y'all saw him do it.
We looked at each other like, okay, well, let's make it happen.
Yeah. Y'all had the influence to do it. So let me ask you this: how important was Freddie B, DJ Montay to the scene?
Freddie B, first of all, shouts out to Freddie B, Albany, Georgia. Man, my brother Freddie B, Sultan. He was the head producer for all that old Oomp Camp, ATL Ho and old Sammy Sam Intoxicated. He was the head man, and him and Assault did a lot of the production together. Montay was the understudy. He learned. By the time the whole Unk shit started happening, that became all Montay because Freddie B had dipped at that time, went on pursuing his own solo thing. But Freddie B really was the person that introduced me to Assault. He caught me on the Martyr. It was like, man, one of my partners looking for a DJ, Jelly. He saw me with a drum machine. I didn't know shit about my drum machine, but it was one of my boys. And he was like, my partner is looking for a DJ. He wanted a DJ. And he said, do you know how to use that drum machine? I'm like, nah. But he said, man, my partner, I need to hook
What drum machine was it?
It was a Roland R8.
Okay.
Roland R8 drum machine.
Our producers always want to know.
And we used that motherfucker on all our mixtapes, all our booty shake, all our slow jam tapes. Yeah, so but he put us together, man. I met him, and then the rest has been history, really.
So speaking of Intoxicated, man, they had something special. Tell me about them.
I mean, they was Starvin' Marvin brother, Be Real, Shawty Beasley, who was part of Oomp's street family. They were just hanging around. They was dubbing tapes. I was like, man, y'all need to just go ahead. They would say funny shit. I'll be mixing. They might say a little rhyme. Be like, man, let's make this into a little song for the mixtape. I would just really push them to do that, to get on the tapes. We were just using our folks around us just to be a part of the mixtapes. They might say something funny, but then they started really rapping, and then they started taking it serious. Each tape they heard they sell, they was like, shit, let's put that thing together.
Yeah, it became real.
It became real because they kept playing with it, but then doing drops, then rapping, and then
they saw they had a fan base out there. Yeah. That's
people see him in the flea market. You Be Real. I heard you on the Jelly Salt tape. It was rap.
So I want to ask you this too, man. Sammy Sam and Baby D both went down the road to prison. How the hell did that affect the movement?
I mean, when Sam did it, what's so crazy, each time, like Sam went first, then you had Baby D blow up. Baby D went down the road, then you had Intoxicated blow up. Intoxicated fell out, then you had Unk blow up. So each time somebody moved out.
Yeah. So the
and they just filled the void. That was a blessing. It's fucked up. They went away, but it was always somebody there to come on in.
So you teamed up with Pastor Troy, man, and y'all had a bunch of songs with Troy at the time in the city. It was rumored that y'all were trying to sign Troy. Tell me about that. What was going on with that?
Really, man, what was going on with that is we had so much. We had a lot of chemistry, but the fact was really Oomp was loyal to the people who he already had.
Gotcha.
That's the thing. And he couldn't, and we talk about the story with Tip. We can go down the line during that time. It's just that we couldn't do it all.
You couldn't take on everybody.
Couldn't take on everybody.
Yeah. You neglect some of your real. I got you.
And I respect that. I respect that with Oomp, that situation.
Yeah.
Everybody else turned up, but you only could do so much.
Look, we were just talking about being a good label.
Yeah.
And that's part of being that's why y'all never had that bickering. Imagine if y'all brought one of them on. And then, they not getting that same attention that they normally got.
That shit would have fell apart.
It fell apart.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. The Southern style DJs, they impacted a lot in the culture. They don't get talked about a lot. Do you agree and tell me why
totally
they don't?
Agree. I don't know, because people don't really, I think when you came towards the end of the 90s, Atlanta became more recognized. And then anything before the 2000s don't get recognized enough.
I agree.
People don't have that discussion. They kind of felt like, okay, well, from 2001 on, this Atlanta started. No, it never did. It started way before that.
They forget about the
Outkast
building blocks.
The Dungeon Family is the only one because of their global impact, right? But the Oomp Camp was really some shit to the J team on, to Mojo that already had happened. But yeah, Southern style DJs don't get talked about, and and it's so crazy because even with of course it started from the DJ Jelly MC Assault, but after 2000, people started saying the Oomp Camp DJs or the Oomp Camp tapes when really was DJ Jelly MC Assault, Montay, Southern Style DJs, Big Oomp Records. We got different entities. But yeah, we don't get talked about enough.
Yeah.
And we help every DJ.
I think a lot of people don't get their just due just because of what you were saying. And I think you guys were the building blocks of the younger, this new generation.
Like newer generation.
Ghetto Mafias, all them kind of people that came early, and I think,
people, when the shit blew up, everybody was like, oh, okay, here we are. Whether it was from Bone Crusher to David Banner on up until, it's like, we help y'all.
So, no, real shit.
But you can't expect another man to give you credit. Unfortunately, that just it. You just got to
especially when they're actually in the shit at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You just got to keep doing that thing. That's once we kept going, then the Oomp Camp Live happened. To the video show. So while other people had TRL and had BET in Atlanta, we had the Oomp Camp Live, which was a TV show me and Assault and Oomp put together, and we interviewed everybody and their mom. This was from 99 and 2010. So that shit blew up. Then obviously Unk shit blew up. Then we went on to produce stuff like Flow Rider. So, we had to keep going regardless. Nobody said nothing about Sadat. Yeah. So that's, that's our integrity on it.
So while we talking about eras, let me ask you, man, you've been around for a lot of eras.
Yeah.
What was your favorite era? As far as music?
Crunk era. Period.
I'm glad Don P wasn't here to hear that. We weren't here to end of that right there. Look, so what
was the crunk era though? You got to understand, it was just not only Memphis, it was, Atlanta and Memphis. Atlanta just developed their own thing.
They did.
That's all that was.
Just different versions. I say that all the time. So which era do you think was the most impactful?
The most impactful era?
Look, I'm gonna name it another way. I'm gonna name it another way.
I'm already with what you're saying. That's fine.
Okay.
I think the most impactful era would be the whole Dungeon Fam, the whole Outkast. To me, they put Atlanta on the map.
Okay,
they put Atlanta on the map.
I got you.
We was the backbone, but they put Atlanta on the map.
Okay,
they made it believable.
That makes sense.
To everybody.
Good. The only thing I was gonna say was to make it simple is most successful, but you said the same thing. That's the same thing. They definitely, I think they were the most impactful.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Everything else is, close second. Yeah. close second, And you got to give them their props. You got to give them their props.
Yeah, absolutely. Rest in peace, Rico, man.
Yeah, for sure. You have managed to stay relevant for over 30 years. So what's the secret to your success?
God, I will say it. God, period. Faith, period. And believe in yourself, even when you have doubts. It's really faith. Mine's faith-based. I don't have it no other way.
Say it's just that simple. Huh?
Yeah.
Ain't mad with that. Look. So you do feel like the Oomp Camp doesn't get their flowers and they're just doing what they deserve. What do you think y'all's impact was on the city? And what did y'all bring?
we brought heart to the city. Patriotism, if you want. I don't want to use patriotism, but you know, we brought that foundation, that substance, that, you know, when people hear our sound and think about us and think about that time period or just period when they hear the names, it's like, okay, it's Atlanta. This some shit we believe in. I think people in Atlanta thought they was in the Oomp Camp, which they was. Atlanta folks was the Oomp Camp. It was the movement of Atlanta.
That's
so
real.
it's bigger than us.
So y'all gave the people a space where they felt like they were part of the actual
Absolutely.
movement too. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that. I like that a lot. So, you know, we don't hear actually from Oomp a lot from his actual mouth. And hopefully he come to the show and sit down and have a
Big
talk
boy,
with
you
me.
come to the show.
Look, so
Big
we
boy
can hear.
come to the show.
But I want to ask you, from being one of his best friends, man, what is he really like as a person for people that don't know?
Fair.
You gonna have to elaborate some more on that.
I'm just saying, man, fair. I mean, he listens.
Give us something that a lot of people wouldn't think about. Like, give me something like somebody would be like, "Oh, I would never thought that he would be like that." Because I'm gonna tell you what Oomp feel like to me, which I know Oomp too.
Okay.
But if you from the outside looking on the end, you like, you remember when you watched the old mobster movies and you got the mobster just sitting there stoic and quiet, and he just like, "You over there, go over there, make that." He's like one of those. Like I would say, give me a story with like, man, that is funny as hell. You would never think that would be his person. You know, anything like that.
Man, I ain't gonna do that. I can't even. That's something we're gonna
have to get him on the show.
We're gonna get him on the show. Let's do that. Let's get him on the show.
I ain't mad with that.
Let's get him on the show.
I gotta try. I ain't mad.
That ain't gonna be no problem.
That ain't
gonna be no problem.
So, what does Atlanta's dance scene mean to the city?
Atlanta dance scene is an extension of some real Atlanta shit. It's a pathway to where people don't kill nobody.
I agree.
It's an expression that's unique, that's influenced the last 30 years of dance itself. I mean, yeet culture. You know, Atlanta has always successfully taken the art form and flipping that shit. Just whether it's music, whether they're doing, you know, whether it's the crunk music, whether it's the breaking from New York, yeeking. Just always have.
Hey man, the bankhead bounce.
Bankhead bounce.
You know, with it, ride with it. We always got something going.
Always something, man. It's always a flip on something else.
So you being the DJ, man, give me your top goated clubs in Atlanta.
My top golden club?
Goated. Like they the GOAT. That's a club like, oh, that's
559. Club Chocolate. Warehouse 112. World Bar.
Ooh, niggas forget about the World Bar. Yeah.
Sharon Showcase. Okay. XS. The Gate.
XS, yes. Club XS.
There's one in Marietta. I forgot.
You talking about, I know you ain't talking about.
Not Red Train.
I know what you're talking about. Atlanta Live? Was not Atlanta Live.
No, it was in the same strip mall. It was on the right side.
I know what you're talking about too. I
was crazy about the club, but it's all good. But those
not Vegas Nights.
That's another one too, though. That's a good one. Vegas Nights, a good one too. Prime Time.
Yeah.
Damn, I really got a whole list. I do on my phone. I gotta go and find, but yeah. But them like the top ones for me off the rip.
While we talking about clubs and you always talk about the 559, man, is it true that you had the sneak tip in the club?
Absolutely.
At 559 when he was 16?
I met Tip when he was about 14. Same attitude. Nigga, I can rap better than anybody in the Oomp Camp. Nigga, I'm fire. Nigga, I'm fire. He been like that since he was a little dude. I was like, okay. You get your partners, y'all come to my birthday party, let y'all rap.
Okay.
He was like, cool. He got all them niggas together. McBoney, all of them. They, you know, juniors in high school and whatnot. We had to bring them through the back door of the 5. They did their 2-3 little songs. And we had to escort their ass right back out the back door after it was over. Mike told me that's cool, but they gotta.
The 5 ain't but this big.
Yeah,
it ain't but a block.
It's this, yeah, but Mike was like, that's cool, but they gotta leave right after they perform. Cause Mike Chops, shout out to Mike Chops. I mean, Mike Cato, excuse me, I said Chops. Mike Cato. Shouts out to Mike Cato. Yeah.
So y'all brought them in. What kind of song they did?
Man, I remember them niggas just rapping their ass off. I don't know what song it was, but they was rapping their ass off. We looking at him, and really it was all about how Tip looked, how confident he looked as a little dude, snapping. Niggas was like, that nigga going in. He just looked confident, and people respect that. But soon they ended, they was right up out that door. It was that quick. It was like Secret Service.
Say y'all snuck them up out of there, huh?
Nah, we escorted them out there. They did their shit though. It was real with it.
Let me ask you this, man. Who are your pioneers of the Atlanta sound?
Of the Atlanta sound. Pioneers?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Pioneer. It's different phases. So
there we go. Give me
definitely
4.
Kilo and Sammy Sam of that first period after Mojo, I would say. Then Dungeon Family, Oomp Camp. Then after them, it would be, to me, Gucci and Future.
I like that.
And I'm crazy about Tip and Jeezy, period. But like impact, I mean Future, boy.
Yeah.
He birthed a lot of little dudes right now.
Yeah. And the way he came out of nowhere from changing his style.
Yeah, he wanted, it was one of them 1% success stories. Meathead, the Future.
Meathead, the Future. Like, yeah.
I remember when they had that group, boy, they was sorry. I'm just talking.
Real shit. Yeah, real
just
shit.
Like, we was like, Rico, that's what y'all doing now. That's what you doing.
They were part of that second generation.
Yeah.
The second generation.
He's like, all right. I was listening to Phil Mob. I was like, shit. Ain't fucking with Phil Mob.
Yeah, ain't fucking with Phil Mob.
Smoking them. But Future,
he went and found himself and took the fuck off.
Man.
Yeah. 1,000.
He on the Mount Rushmore to me though. I ain't gonna lie.
That's Columbia High School too. But give me, I had to throw that in there. But give me your last era. So whatever your
last era, I would say recent would be Thug. Thug. I say Gunna, but he like an understudy to me, but I say Thug.
Nobody ever want to throw Baby D, not Baby D, but Lil Baby in there.
Nah, he ain't
everybody do me the same
Thug.
way.
He fired Lil Baby fired though, but
I got
Thug,
you. That's
just
maybe
Thug
just
like at the top of that pile, and all of them became a part of Thug to me.
I got you. I get. He's the father of that.
And I remember when Thug first started and Gucci gave me them old tapes, he sounded like trash.
Yeah.
Straight trap. Like, that's what you doing, Gucci? Like, for real. Like, I would talk to them.
I'm with you.
I would.
I'm with you.
But,
yeah.
Rest is history. Thug.
So, since you were here and you a legend, man, I got to ask you this. If you had to pick one song to represent Atlanta wholeheartedly, what song would it be?
ATL Ho.
That was it. That was simple. That was easy. Right in your own camp. I ain't mad with that. Let me get into a little rapid fire with you real quick. Raheem or Kizzy Rock?
Do I need to take a drink or something?
It ain't supposed to be easy.
Raheem or Kizzy Rock? Raheem.
Who got the better ball head, Smurf or Jelly? You know what I'm
Jelly!
We got that. We got to edit that. That's good. Sammy Sam or Kilo, more impactful?
Shit. Damn.
Ain't supposed to be
never want to ask me that,
ain't
man.
Supposed to be
Not
easy, big dog. Yeah. They still gonna love you.
Kilo.
D4L or the Franchise Boys?
D4L.
Let's see. Atlanta crunk music or Memphis crunk music?
Oh shit! That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's
fucked up for real.
I know which one I'm gonna go with. Now. I'm from here.
Lord, damn, that's fucked up. Atlanta,
you know it's Memphis. 559 on the gate. I know you still got to live here, DJ, so we'll let that slide.
Oh my God.
559 on the gate.
That's fucked up. 559. Damn, boss.
Turtles or earwax?
Earwax.
Ooh. Greenbrier or Lennox?
Lennox.
I wasn't expecting that. Better song, DUI or Intoxicated?
DUI.
Okay. Better beard, Sammy Sam or Pastor Troy?
Boy, yes.
You done stole my beard with it.
Sammy Sam.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. Tell folks what you got going on with 404 Day.
404 Day. I'm gonna be doing something with Marvin Arrington over at Stank Onion and Spearhead X from 11 to 1. It's gonna be an all-day event over at Stank Onion. It's gonna be, we're doing the old versus new school Atlanta over there. It's about to be crazy. So that's gonna be on that Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look, man, when I bring my big brothers on here, I always got to do this for them, man. I got to give you flowers. You were one of the first DJs that we looked up to that ran the city. You started with Oomp. Well, you was with Oomp. Y'all ran the city still run the city. You know what I'm saying? And you did a lot for my ex, it is my ex-girlfriend Lola. Every time she would come in town, you would be her DJ.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, I appreciate you. You're one of the forefathers in this DJing. You've always been at the radio station and did your thing and represented for the city and the people. And I want to tell you that we love you, we appreciate you, and we just wanted to give you flowers, DJ.
I appreciate that. Not that question about the crunk, but I do.
I know where your heart was at, but you still got a DJ here. Love you, big bro. I appreciate you coming through, baby.
That's what's up.
And this has been another episode of Atlanta Coaches Podcast with Moss B and my big brother DJ Jelly. And we out. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I like that.
Bro,
that was good.
That was rough, bro.
This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.